No more child.
The hardest thing is showing compassion when they've completely fallen apart.
And he admitted to us that he got pleasure out of these videos. Out of a 6 and an 8 girl. And you got people out here defending him.
People are telling me to die because I chose to show compassion to someone the internet decided deserves none.
Looksmaxxer Hullo, or should I say Epstein-Maxxer Hullo, is finally getting what he deserves because he just got charged with 15 counts of possession of cheese pizza following a smooth pred catch operation from YouTubers Jidion and Predator Poachers, who collaborated with Hullo's ex-girlfriend to get this freak to confess everything on camera.
So I'm just gonna ask you straight up because you look straight up with us. You're gonna be straight up with this too. Did you make those videos at the 12? Or was your hand rubbing your penis the time that was being
It was just, I guess my hand was on my dick like the whole time and just going through everything.
Okay. So was your hand going up and down on your
Yes.
Okay. So it's fair to say that's probably national.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate you being honest about that, dude.
Being a PDF and being a Looksmaxxer at the same time, that is one sad combo because you already know that when he gets convicted, he's going to be someone's girlfriend and he's going to start BBC Maxing. Smash like and subscribe if you don't feel bad for Holo potentially having to start Tyrone Maxing in prison. But even though this PDF Maxer is out there admitting live on camera that he loves gooning to baby Patricks, even though Gion confirmed that there were videos on his phone of actual babies getting their rights violated,
His girlfriend saw videos of babies being
and even though there's an official police report that describes in great details how horrifying the videos that Holo was gooning to actually are,
15 videos of child material were located within the device, some of which are described below. F63.mp4 contained a 17-second video of a female between the age of 8 to 10 is by an adult male.
But despite all of this, there are a lot of Holo defenders trying to make us feel bad for him by saying stuff like this on social media.
This neighbor was born in 2007. Most of the girls he went to school with are still in school. No clue how anyone can justify getting this guy in trouble for liking girls a couple years younger.
First of all, someone check this creep's hard drive. I know it's at least 5 terabytes, let's be honest, guys. But you've got disability maxing weirdos like this freak putting all that energy into defending Holo by changing the narrative by saying he's just an 18-year-old young boy with a bright future ahead of him and you guys are ruining his future just because he was gooning to people a few years younger than him. Even though it's literally confirmed that Epstein-Maxxer Holo was out there gooning to a video of an iOS 6 baby Patrick getting their rights violated. But don't worry guys, according to PDF defenders like this, 6, 18... it's just a couple years younger, guys. Here's the reality of the situation. These weirdos are defending Holo because he's too hot for prison. I mean, let's be honest, guys. If Holo didn't look like this, but instead looked like that, then nobody would be defending him. In fact, you'd probably have a lot of people going on Twitter, adding ice and asking him to get deported instead. Smash like and subscribe if you agree. And I'm not just assuming here. I'm actually speaking facts. I mean, you literally have weirdos tweeting vile stuff like this.
That's a PDF file? Kids are so lucky these days.
I'm at a loss of words. I mean, the fact that our society just keeps normalizing PDFs, the fact that we have governments defending PDFs with the whole Epstein Files fiasco, but now we've got these fell abortions tweeting vile shit like this and unironically receiving hundreds of likes. Here's another freak who tries to defuse the situation and make it seem like it's not that big of a deal by saying
he gives off cool PDF vibes, like he likes kids, but he got therapy and he has impulse control, so he would never actually hurt one. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, guys, if you know what this guy means, you might want to call the police on yourself. Nothing says that you low-key like kids more than literally admitting that you receive pleasure from gooning to baby Patricks.
We did a 2-hour-long interview with this man, and he admitted to us that he got pleasure out of these videos. He got pleasure out of a 6 and an 8-year-old being brutally violated. He paid for that. He paid to support that.
But it gets even worse, guys, because we even have prominent members from the Looksmaxxing community glorifying Epstein-Maxxer Holo by drawing and reposting memes about him where he looks like the Giga Chad who's getting harassed by 2 sub-3s. Imagine being the guy who took his time and energy to draw this PDF as a Giga Chad who sadly got busted for busting on videos of baby Patricks, but who at the very least successfully mugged these 2 people. Because that's all that seems to matter for the Looksmaxxing community. You can be a PDF, but you're still going to be worshipped if you're mugging people. But I'm going to be honest here, guys, but I'm pretty sure that the person who's about to be convicted for multiple charges of possession of C is the one who's getting mugged. In fact, I'm pretty sure that his cheeks are gonna get BBC mugged. But this is not to say that every Looksmaxxer is out there defending Holo. In fact, my favorite Looksmaxxing streamer, Androgenic, has made it clear that he can't wait for Holo to go to prison.
Hullo is out on bail. But it's not over yet. Once he's convicted, he's Florida does not around, and neither do the inmates. It's over, buddy.
A massive props to Androgenic here. I think he's one of the very few Looksmaxxers who actually understand how cooked and evil Holo is. But now we gotta talk about the clowns who are saying, we need to wait for both sides of the story, okay, guys? I mean, let's take this Looksmaxxing influencer, for example, who is, by the way, one of Holo's friends, as you can see from this old picture that he used when posting his story where he's sitting next to Holo. But this Looksmaxxing influencer posted his story the very same day that Jidion and Predator Poacher started releasing the hard evidence against Holo, where he was begging for everyone to wait for both sides of the story, that it's always innocent until proven guilty, and that he was about to film a podcast with someone else to reveal the true story about Holo. Now sure, I do agree that most of the time it's innocent until proven guilty, but when you literally have confession videos of Holo himself admitting that he goons to baby Patrick's,
Mason, no more child, right? We learned our lesson? My man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking accountability.
And we did download those videos, right? We did download those videos, but we deleted them? Okay, fine. And you admitted everything to the police? And all the allegations were true, right?
Not all, but some, yes.
Okay, well the child stuff was true, right? Okay.
when you literally have the police charging him with 15 counts of possession of C on top of submitting an affidavit where they described in great details the disgusting content found within the videos that Holo was gooning to, and when you literally have text messages of Holo literally negotiating with a cheese pizza trader and asking if he could buy a package of 2,500 videos for $25 max, then no wonder you have a lot of people asking for him to get locked up in prison for 25 years max, or should I say 25 years minimum. And don't get it twisted, guys, because like I said in my last video, the chances of Holo getting convicted are extremely high. Because like I said before, Holo really is the textbook definition of a looksmaxxer. He's someone who has invested all of his skill points into his looks at the cost of investing negative points into his intelligence. Because when Holo decided to buy like 1 terabyte of cheese pizza from the Club Penguin trader, he asked the Club Penguin trader if he could pay him with Venmo or PayPal. And this disability maxer actually ended up using PayPal to pay him.
This dummy sent proof that he paid through PayPal. He literally sent the screenshot. So there's a documented trail of him buying C. A documented trail. And you got people out here defending him.
And once again, this is a good thing because you want these PDFs to be dumb as fuck, because that just makes convicting them even easier for the police. But let's go back to Holo's Looksmaxxer friend. When his "let's wait for both sides, guys" strategy didn't quite work, he proceeded to go for the next the next defensive strategy.
The easiest thing in the world is to love someone when they're doing really well. The hardest thing is showing compassion when they've completely fallen apart.
And people say that if you wear glasses, that must mean you're smart. Brother, this guy's like the leader of the brain dead maxing movement. What do you mean? No, I'm not gonna show compassion for Epstein Maxer Holo, who literally admitted to gooning and receiving pleasure from seeing baby Patricks get their innocence taken away. I'm gonna show compassion towards the victims who literally got their rights violated by these evil monsters. And keep in mind that this guy, Holo's friend, is out there posting stories like this and videos like that. Frame one. Like, this guy's asking for compassion, asking for people to forgive Holo.
Everyone says they believe in forgiveness until they're faced with someone who they think is unforgivable.
The very same day Holo's getting exposed and admitting to all of the cheese pizza allegations. Like, bro, this has to be rage bait. For all of you who's got a baby Patrick sister or baby Patrick brother, imagine finding out that one of your friends was gooning to your little sibling the whole time just for you to go on TikTok and see day one this guy saying, "Guys, we need to forgive the diddler, okay? Like, we need to forgive him, we need to show compassion for him." Like, miss me with that BS. But once again, this is what I'm talking about, guys, when I said that these looksmaxxing extremists will worship anyone who mugs, even the worst of the worst. I mean, you've got countless of these freaks on Twitter trying to cancel and cook Jidion by saying stuff like,
"Oh, well, he'll do some time. Probably get out on bail. He's gonna move on and find other ways to live. He still mugs you. You know, deep inside, you do anything to look remotely good enough. You're just an envious, ugly. He's a PDF freak, but at least he's not an ugly."
But of course, Gion lives in the real world and cooked him by saying, "No, I don't wish I was him, because this guy is literally about to be someone's girlfriend in prison." But talking about the freaks who are trying to divert the hate from, you know, the actual monster, the actual Epstein Maxer, but towards Jidion instead, I have to give you guys a huge update regarding this virtue signaling cuck who sincerely believes that Jidion is also one of the bad guys.
Is it just me, or was fucking Jidion way too cool with Holo, man? Like, after all the stuff that he did, and, you know, after getting exposed for it in person, the energy was not there in person. He treated him, like, way too, like, nicely. I don't know if anyone feels the same way, but I think that everyone involved is a fucking clown.
Yeah, guys, according to this virtue signaling cuck, Jidion was way too nice towards the suspect, so he must be one of the weird guys. Even though this is literally a strategy that even the police uses to gain the trust of the suspect and get them to confess. But this cocklord actually had a chance to mesh things out with Jidion in the private DMs, but instead of doing all that, he decided to instead double down on his stupid take.
And this is what I had to say. I said,
yeah, so I didn't cuss out Holo and slap him in the face because I actually want to get a confession so that way the cops can use it so you can actually go to jail. But, you know, you're entitled to your opinion. I just wanted to give you a reason. You know, I actually want justice to happen, not just to get clicks.
and then this is what he had to respond with.
My opinion on this kind of stuff is like, and thank you for, I suppose, for reaching out and like clarifying, but I genuinely don't have like a ton of respect for this type of content because usually like the people that you're dealing with are like sick, depraved people, and I think like showing them any sort of like respect kind of like takes away from like the victims that, you know, from the child stuff that they're consuming, right? I get like the argument that there could be a positive, like possible positive output to like what you're doing, right? Because you are getting these people away, right? But I just think it's too contenty, man. I get that what you are doing may be like a net positive.
I think we can all agree that this negative IQ maxer has completely destroyed the all Asians are smart stereotype. Smash like and subscribe if you agree. You see what I mean by virtue signaling cuck now? I mean, this guy's saying, oh, you're just doing this for the content, man. You're being too nice towards them. When that's the complete opposite of just doing it for the content. You've got these horrible pred catchers like Vitaly who can't even catch the right guy first of all. And sure, they act extremely violent, extremely aggressive, but that completely jeopardizes the case and prevents the police from actually charging them and getting these monsters convicted. I mean, you'll have these pred catchers telling these PDFs they'll call the police if they don't eat an ashtray, for example, which is literally the textbook definition of blackmailing and completely voids any possibility for the police to charge them. Those are bad pred catchers. They don't actually care about keeping the kids safe. They don't care about getting these monsters convicted.
You wanna a 16-year-old.
Wait, she never told me she was 16.
Oh, she did. Where's the Bluetooth speaker, hon?
They're the ones who only care about the content. Whereas Jidion, on the other hand, just like the police, will pretend to be these monsters' friends to get them to confess. And that's exactly why I respect Jidion, because he's actually got a high conviction rate and gets these monsters locked up for decades. Smash like and subscribe if being good looking and being a diddler is the best combo to have if you want to be BBC maxing in prison.
Money, 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 money.